Hello guys, Grill Chili here, and in today's video we are gonna talk about the new update on the original server. Okay, aside from Popple and Koopa already released on our server, we're gonna talk about the change on nerf and buff on the heroes. Okay, first of all, Koopa and Popple already released and you can read it yourself on his skill. In my personal opinion, I think they are more like a support marksman. Well, you can call me a lunatic, but you should try. That's my personal opinion, that is. Like, they can support, they have a long range first skill and you can poke the enemies from afar and you can still carry on the late game, so why not? A lot of support like Cecilin on the late game, he will become your carry mage and deal a ton of damage, like something like that. It's the same as Popple and Koopa, but he is a supportive marksman. Well, anyway, let's head on to the real update. Well, that is the update, but you get what I mean. Okay, we got the change on Atlas, Badang, Freya, Kaja, Hanzo, Nana, Digi, Kari, Grok, Carmilla, and Ling. Well, they really lowered his passive defense significantly. It's actually a lot. From 64 to 45 and 120 to 80. That is actually a lot. He gained 40 less bonus defense on the late game, and that is quite a lot. There is physical and magical defense on him, and 40, it's actually a lot. Well, in total you kinda lost around 80 because you gain physical and both magical defense, so it's a huge nerf on Atlas. And then his second skill is also nerfed. His stun duration is lowered to 1 second rather than 1.2 seconds, and aside from that, nothing is really significantly changed. And Freya, her bug mostly is her bug, but let's talk about her stun duration. The stun duration actually gone quite high. She can stun you for around 1.2 second, a freaking 1.2 second, and it's area stun. It's an area stun, it's wide range stun. 1.2 second. That's a huge buff. Well, rather than that, it's mostly like bug fix on her. And moving on to Badang, he got a buff on his second skill where the cooldown is lower. The cooldown is now 10 seconds at all level, but they adjust him by nerfing his ultimate by reducing 30 damage at all level. Like, that's a huge nerf. Well, you can gank more frequently with his second skill, but you will deal less damage, a lot less damage on his ultimate. Moving on Kaja, well, not really big of change. His ultimate got nerfed, but his second skill damage got buff. And then Hanzo, I didn't quite play Hanzo, but I think it's kinda adjust, not really nerf or buff. Well, moving on to Nana. Okay, Nana actually got hit hard on this patch. She got a huge nerf. It's actually a huge nerf. Although, well, the magic power went up by 20%, but I think this is a huge nerf. Why? Well, the basic damage is reduced by 20 and the damage cross decreased to only 20. Like, she already lose 20 damage, and then the damage growth is also reduced by 20. So you got maybe 120 minus on the total damage on her level 6A. And then why do I say it's a huge nerf? Because they nerf the duration on her slow. Why Nana is a good support? Because she can deal a ton of damage and she can stun your enemies with her ult, with her B, and she can slow your opponent with her A. But her A got nerfed by 0.5 seconds, and that is a huge number. It's actually a huge number for mobile games. Her slow duration went down to 1 second, and imagine this, you can't really support that effectively anymore with your first skill. You need to spam your second skill more rather than spamming your first skill on this patch. Okay, moving on Digi. He got a huge nerf on his first skill. His A damage is decreased by 50 damage at all levels, meaning that if you stack 3 bombs, your damage output will be minus around 150, and that is a huge nerf. Why? Because most of the time You carry with Diggy, yes, you carry with a support on early game. Why is Diggy so good? Because his first skill can actually insta-kill almost any squishy carry. But because of this nerf, you get minus 150 points, where you will likely not one-shot anyone with it. Get a huge nerf on his ultimate. The magic power bonus increased by 50%. Although his magic power amplification on his ultimate is increased by 50%, but the shield growth actually decreased by 200 at a level. So meaning that 600 less shield on your maximum ultimate level. So why is it a huge nerf? Because if you are building match build Diggy, well, I think you can do fine with your shield, and maybe your shield will give a ton of shield. But most of the time, Diggy player will tend to build a more tanky build. Why? As a support, you need to live longer, not deal harder. You're not a carry, you're a support. So this patch is actually a huge nerf for him. 200 shield growth is really huge. Okay, moving on to carry. Well, this a nice adjustment. I like this nerf. Carry is kinda broken. They reduce her passive by 1%, and that is actually huge. And also, they increase the cooldown on her second skill to 3 seconds at max level, and that is also a good nerf on her. You will see a lot less carry player on the matchmaking rank. Moving on to Grok, another nerf. Well, yes, on this patch, there's a lot of nerf more than the buff, so don't really expect anything. If you see your favorite hero name on this list, well, sayonara bye bye. Okay, on Grok, they adjust the tick time on his skill, meaning that you will lose your shield faster than before if you are far away from wall or turret. Okay, and then Carmilla, they remove her movement speed on her first skill, and it is also huge nerf. Although they increase her regeneration by 10, I think, by 10 to 25, but that's really not helping. Because under reason life drain and anti-heal buff, this is more of a huge nerf. Like I said, this patch is a huge nerf for anyone who is on the list. Okay, for Link, they decrease the healing efficiency from his second skill, and they reduce his crit chance by 15%. So, well, more or less you are trash on the early game but monster on late game. They want you to farm slower than before. So I think you shouldn't ban Link on this patch anymore. Well, you can stomp him on the early game and he will be a garbage on the mid game. You can win the game. On Lilia, this is actually a buff for her. Well, congratulations, you are the only one who got the only buff, I think, if I'm not wrong. Really? So her ultimate cooldown went down to 35 seconds. It's minus 5 seconds on her max level, and that is huge. 35 seconds. And imagine you are using 40% cooldown reduction, and I think it's 12 maybe? Well, anyway, your ultimate will be around 20 seconds, and that is all. On Sylvana, well, they removed the movement effect from her first skill. Terizla got buff. Terizla got buff. On Angela, fixed issue. On Valier, they decrease his first skill damage, and that is not really a big deal. You can still do him well on the game. It's just that on early game you won't do that much damage anymore, but you can still use him. On Masha, it's a buff but not good enough to use her. On Chang, is it her first skill or is it the ultimate? I forgot. But maybe I think this is a huge buff for her. You should play her more frequently in this patch, I think. 40% increase on magic power bonus without any other, that is huge. Just buy the green crystal and you will deal a ton of damage. On Selena, this is quite a nerf, not really a big deal for her. On Cloud, you get a decent amount of damage decrease, and that is somewhat a huge nerf. Well, maybe a mediocre. Maybe I'm just exaggerating, but you will deal less damage on early to mid game. So before you get your Demon Hunter and then your Golden Staff, you won't deal that much damage. So for Cloud user, just farm efficiently until you get your Demon Hunter and your Golden Staff. Well, it's just skill optimization. Other than that, they changed how gold behave whenever you kill the highest net worth heroes. Well, in short, you can easily come back your enemies on this patch. And on the bounty hunter, well, you kinda don't want to use it more frequently anymore. You should just focus on your minion farming and not focus on killing the enemy's heroes. I think the developers telling us you should more farm on the lane rather than kill your enemies. Okay, they decrease your physical attack bonus on marksman, mage, and support to 60%, and they decrease your damage output. This is a big thing. Look at this. Number 7. Basic XP of the siege minion of the first 2 waves increased by 10%. That is a big deal. Okay, so developers want us to stay in the lane, especially on the first 2 waves, because it gives 10 extra gold. Yes, you hear me? That catapult, that I don't know what it's called, ballista siege minion. Oh, it's called siege minion. Okay, my bad. You get 10% more XP if you stay on the lane, especially on the first 2 waves. So what the developers want to tell us is, don't gang on the early game. And also my suggestion is, if you can guarantee that you will get the kill on the early invading or maybe early gang, don't. Just stay in your lane, farm that minion wave, and you will get 10% more XP than anyone else who's not. And moving on to Necklace of Durance, they reduced the cooldown reduction to 5%, and that is kinda a big deal, but not really. 5%, you still get your bonus 5% from the Mage Emblem though. They nerf the Demon Hunter's Sword, they decrease it to 3% from 4%. Okay, this is our main event. They nerf the ROM item. Okay, in short, I'm not gonna explain it too long. You won't get that plus 2 gold anymore. You will just get that 10 gold if you are the lowest net worth holder on your team. So basically, if you are not the lowest gold on your team, you won't get any gold, and that is it. You don't want to use it anymore if you aren't a tank or maybe support, because if you aren't on the lowest gold on your team, you won't get any gold, and it's kinda a waste of gold if you buy the ROM item and you're not supporting or tanking your team. So don't bother. And I think this is how Moonton kills the final strats, because the final strat is actually broken. Okay, this is it, the flame shot nerf. They nerf the damage of its close range from 400 plus 10% to 160 plus 40% of magic power bonus. And also they decrease the slow duration from 1 second to 0.5 seconds. And there you have it. I think that's all the nerf and buff, and any more than that you can read it yourself. Anyway, thanks guys for watching. I hope you got a lot of information. Don't forget to leave a like and consider subscribing to my channel Grilled Jelly, and see you guys tomorrow or maybe next week.